COVID turned the world upside down. Many businesses went down fighting, and many more are still standing and plotting their next move. I've worked with some of those businesses closely and noted the key lessons that I'm sharing with you today. You'll find value in these key 7 lessons if you want to build a resilient business that stands the test of time. Hi, I'm Shishir. I'm financial transformation coach for female entrepreneurs who wants to scale their business fast. If you want to solve your cash flow problems and improve your cash flow confidence, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell right now so that you do not miss out on future new videos. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 cash flow lessons learned helping entrepreneurs navigate through COVID cash flow crisis. I've learned this through my experience working with 19 clients in the past 6 months, and they're also grounded from my experience working as a financial coach, helping ambitious entrepreneurs like you running uber profitable businesses from 40,000 to 40 million pounds in revenue. So let's dive in. Lesson number 1: having a 3-month cash flow cushion is vital for survival. Why did so many businesses collapse during the pandemic? Because they didn't have cash flow cushion to cover cash flow requirements for the next 3 or 6 months. The owner of these businesses thought future cash inflow will cover future cash outflow, and pandemic proved them wrong. COVID pandemic has been one of the biggest wake-up calls most of us had during our lifetime. It is for such Warren Buffett said, only when the tide goes out, you discover who's been swimming naked. But even if you have to go through small hiccups in your business, having cash flow cushion is so crucial. Lesson number 2: switching from fixed to variable contracts to control your cash flow. This is another important lesson learned during the last 6 months. One of my clients, a marketing agency, wanted to move his business online, and it was very difficult for him to do so because he had left 2 years of rental agreement. But another client with a similar number of employees was much easier for her because she had a flexible agreement at WeWork, and she was able to do so very quickly and without costing her too much. So you may have similar contracts depending on the nature of your business that you can switch from fixed to flexible, and if you can do that, you'll have a lot of control in your cash flow. Lesson number 3: focus on products that offer the fastest way to cash even when they are not the most profitable. No one should experience a crisis, but there are times where we don't have control on the market or economic condition. In such a situation, always know which one of your products or services offers the fastest way to cash. No one should experience a crisis, but there are times where we don't have control on the market condition or economic downturn. In such a scenario, that you should have products or services that offer fastest way to cash. And if you don't have a product, then build it. Best time to do it is when times are good, when you don't have pressure. Doing it in such a way that you can move to new revenue cash flow streams if situation changes in your business. Lesson 4: bigger is not always better. One of my clients runs a $10.4 million revenue business. During the pandemic, he centralized his operations, i.e., he brought all the multiple offices to one single office. He had fewer employees, office expenses, and as a result of that, although his sales were down by 40%, his costs and expenses were down by 63%, and as a consequence of that, his profits and cash flow were pretty much similar to what he had during the pre-COVID scenario. So the lesson here is bigger is not always better. See these scenarios. Scenario A: cash received $100,000. Cash paid for fulfillment cost is $50,000. Cash paid for fixed expenses is $35,000, with cash left of $15,000. The scenario B has a different picture. Scenario B: cash received $60,000. but there's a 40% drop in revenues. Cash paid for fulfillment cost is $30,000. Cash paid for fixed expenses is $10,000. That leaves with cash a bank balance of $20,000. So from scenario B, there's $5,000 more cash than compared to scenario A, despite having less revenues in the business. What would you prefer to have in your business? I would take scenario B all day long, because for me, profits are more important than revenue. What about you? Lesson 5. Becoming financially savvy is crucial for business survival. Most of the female entrepreneurs that I speak to do not have good relationship with money, and they believe money is a byproduct of what they do, as they are a creative person. I always tell them, you are the best person to manage your own cash flow. Shying away from numbers and avoiding through your money discomforts is not an option anymore. I also tell them a saying I grew up becoming familiar with: you got to be in it to win it. And that's what each one of us as entrepreneurs need to do. We got to have the skin in the game. And Marcus Lemonis said, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. So you need to know your numbers. You need to know how cash comes in to your business and ultimately flows to your personal pocket. Some of my clients, before we started working together, they didn't know their numbers. The problem with this is that they don't have financial clarity. And without clarity, one doesn't know what to focus on. So you need to know how your business works from a numbers point of view. It gives the ability to have a bird's eye view or helicopter view of your business. That is powerful. You can measure the metric that matters to you, how much cash you need to survive in the next 3 months, how much cash you can reinvest in your business growth, and how well you are managing cash flow in your business so that you do not become part of the 82% small business that fail because of cash flow problems. And these are really crucial things that you need to get handle of in your business. And you can only do that when you have financial clarity in your business. Lesson number 6. Keeping proper accounting records and preparing periodic cash flow statement is very important. During early stages of the pandemic, I consulted 14 clients and they all had the pretty much same question for me. So, how do I manage cash flow in this crisis? How can I minimize damage to my business, and where do I go from here? Because my advice for most of them were the same, so I recorded a YouTube video and sent them a link to watch. Then I thought, well, others could also benefit from watching the video. And that was the beginning of my YouTube channel on helping entrepreneurs to mastering a profit and cash flow in their business. So make sure to subscribe. When I looked for a pattern across 14 new clients, I noticed that most of them accounts were not up to date. For some of them, the accounts were so far behind and they wanted to have a cash flow statement that tells them what's going on and where do they stand right now. And there's a problem with that. We don't have a meal first, then decide what to eat, then go to the restaurant. The correct order is we first go to the restaurant, then decide what to eat, and then have a meal. In the same way, in business, first you keep accounting records up to date, which are accurate, then prepare a cash flow statement, and then analyze the statement to find out what's going on and what your next move is in your business. Without accurate accounting records, you'll not be able to analyze the numbers in the way that you want to make that makes sense to you and plot your next move. So remember, financial data drives decisions. So the lesson here is to keep accounting records up to date at all times so that you can use the numbers to find out what's going on in the business and check the financial health of your business. And this is the foundation of good cash flow management in your business. Lesson 7. Having an extra pair of eyes to go through your cash flow. Do you know one of the biggest killers of the business is what you don't know and can't see? That is why it's good to have an extra pair of eyes and ears who can listen to you and go through your challenges as an accountability partner. One of my new clients, when we started working together during COVID period, he said, Shishir, I feel like my cash is shrinking month by month. And this guy never had someone look at his numbers over the shoulder. He was always running his business based on gut instinct or looking at his bank balance. We look at his numbers and we found out that actually he was owed $15,732 by a few customers. He also made some double supplier payments and he was also being charged by some suppliers more. This resulted in having extra $21,566 in his pocket. And this was only possible by having extra pair of eyes and ears in his business. I cannot stress the importance of having an extra pair of eyes and ears. I speak from my own experience because having a coach has made huge difference to my business as well as personal growth. There you have it, 7 cash flow lessons learned by helping entrepreneurs navigate through COVID cash flow crisis. Here's a quick recap. Lesson number 1. Having a 3-month cash flow cushion is vital for survival. Lesson number 2. Switching from fixed to variable contracts to control your cash flow. Lesson number 3. Focus on products that bring the fastest cash in your business even if they are not the most profitable ones. Lesson number 4. Bigger is not always better. Lesson number 5. Becoming financially savvy is so crucial for business survival. Lesson number 6. Keeping proper accounting records, preparing regular cash flow statement is so important. And lesson number 7. Have an extra pair of eyes to go through your cash flow. If you got value from this video, then like it and share it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit our notification bell right now so that you do not miss out on future new videos which I publish every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GMT. Your comments are my oxygen, so don't forget to comment below. I respond to them all. Now, I would like to turn it over to you. What did you learn as an entrepreneur during COVID crisis? Did some of your learnings overlap what I've shared with you today? Let me know by leaving a comment below.